Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Marianne and you're watching Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Thank you very much for tuning in today. New and returning viewers, love you so much. Welcome to your first half of the month of November readings. It just keeps coming along, doesn't it? It's just, I've been really excited. The readings have been very, very powerful so far. Stick around with me. I'm going to be doing what I normally do for those that are new. A format that is, I read for every single sign in the zodiac twice a month, the first half of the month and then the second half of the month. I usually go in order from Aries to Pisces. This month, however, was an exception. I did start with Pisces because there was so much challenge and difficulty uploading Pisces videos, the last two readings, that I thought, nope, Pisces goes first. So now I'm on the beautiful Earth element and, you know, just service-oriented, hardworking, loyal, loving, mutable, Mercury-ruled sign of Virgo. Virgo, wow, we have some very, very complementary, harmonious energies that are extremely strong and potent in regards to transformation in the month of November. We have incredible amounts of passion with being in the Scorpio season right now, ruled by Pluto more modernly. Scorpio is all about transformation, so I'm telling you, this is a time in every one of our lives to really, really decide where we're heading as we end this year, and a couple of years that have been quite transformational. I think we all can agree. Moving into the newness of 2022, all different energies, yes, but very, very important for you specifically because, well, first and foremost, you know, as far as elements and compatibility go, you are an earth element, you are the practical, you know, more resourceful, you're very real and authentic, and you're just, you know, more matter-of-fact type of energy, you know, a little more serious at times, very, very dedicated to helping people, very intelligent and learning and expanding your knowledge so that you can there turn around and, you know, utilize that for the sake of others. And I'm going to tell you really quickly as a side note, my chiropractor for a few years now is a Virgo, and I cannot thank her enough for not only just what she does for a living for the last 36 years, she and her husband with their practice, but just how she's helped me in so many ways and has so much information that is very valid for me as a massage therapist. And as I had my accident and broke a piece of my wrist on Monday, there she was able to provide the x-ray and then the notification from the orthopedic surgeon saying I don't need surgery and all the variable things, helping me with this brace. I mean, you name it. That's what Virgo is. They're the service-oriented, genuine, authentic sign that is, you know, loyal and organized and, you know, everything imaginably great when you want to be real about life, when you want to be, you know, sustained and you want to feel that security and that comfort because you're being as realistic and as practical as you can in this three-dimensional world. And it's hard for a lot of other water signs and other people that are more in the ethers, or, you know, they have mind thoughts going on. This is about bringing it all down and having that conformity at times. And the thing of it is, if I'm making any sense, is that we are starting our eclipse season in November. It's already, the feeling has been there, the shadowy period. We're sensing things are changing, you know, it certainly did for me unexpectedly. And eclipses will start and end things in a heartbeat. And this has happened throughout my life. I recognize it now. I don't have fear over it because there's always transformation, always change, you know. This was not expected, but it's not a terrible thing. It's a time for me to stop and kind of regroup. And I'll be right back out there doing massages. That's not a concern. But the point I'm trying to get to is that the first lunar eclipse in the series of Scorpio, lunar, and Taurus eclipses is happening on the 19th. So I'm going to get more to that, the second half of the month readings, but I do want to say, Virgo, for you specifically, and Capricorn and Taurus, that is a beautiful harmonizing energy for you. So what comes through can be incredibly strong and transformational regarding your home life, your family, your the practical in and day in and day out situations, you know, your work, your investments, your finances, your well-being and health and so forth. I mean, I think it's beautiful. And you know, Venus rules the sign of Taurus. So Venus is about money, it's about magic, it's about love, it's about sensuality when it's with Taurus and the earth signs, the feels, the smells and touches, and really immersing yourself in that part that makes you feel so good. And it has to do with our relationships and love of all forms. When I have my readings, the love connections are, you know, all inclusive. So it's not only romantic, but it's essential. Love is the most powerful energy, and I will always believe that. And I know it does incredible things and heals and, you know, inspires and everything else. So healing is a big part of November, with the transformational energy of Scorpio to renew and to redo and to reinvent and to, you know, just change. And the death card represents Scorpio. The 8th house represents Scorpio. It's other people's money, inheritance, you know, partnerships, all the wonderful things, love, sensuality, I mean, sexuality. It's potent. It's potent, and you're going to feel it a lot because you are that earth sign. I will add, though, also there's a good amount of Uranian energy because Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus. And Uranus is all about exactly the opposite of the fixed sign that Taurus is, and the steady, you know, routine, you know, why break it? I mean, why fix it if it isn't broke kind of attitude is always my analogy with the Taurus energy. You know, it's working, let's just keep going. And no changing, no, you know, just regiment, right? And Uranus is just like freedom and out of the box thinking and, you know, incredible inventive things and having to do with medicine. And definitely technology, which is continuously growing, and we're all using it more and more every day, whether a lot of us want to or not. It is becoming a part of our lives, and it's been very convenient for so many things. And yeah, it can be a little off-putting at times, but hey, it's how I'm able to do my videos. So still having a little problem with the speaking, you know, I noticed. So the shadowy part of the Mercury retrograde that stationed forward, what, a couple of weeks ago now, almost. It's almost out. It's getting better. It'll be completely out of the shadow by around November 3rd. So just around the corner. I'm recording these the last 3 days of October. So yeah, this is a big time. It's a good time. It's a big time. You probably have already been thinking about things that you do want to change in your home life, in your relationships, in your work situation, because you do work hard. And I think a lot of what you attribute to your happiness and well-being is how you're working and how you're bettering yourselves a lot of times. So what I do want to do in normal fashion is have Spirit help me pick your highlighted connection. And the highlighted connection is a person or feeling or energy of that particular sign that is going to be influential in some way during the first half of the month. And it could, of course, extend longer. You may know this person, you may not. You may have this type of energy and element in your own natal chart. So it's just you're feeling very much a part of this energy. So I'll take a deep breath and let Spirit do the work here and see what highlighted connection is important for you. But remembering, when I read the 4 major categories for this connection, I will also be for every one of your love connections of all forms that you are already also aware of and are very much a part of your life and that matter to you greatly. So you have, it's right on the, I want to say it is though. I do want to say it's going more towards Pisces because it's predominantly in Pisces, so I'm going to go for it. And that's your absolute polar opposite. And what's interesting is like with every series of the eclipses that continue, you know, throughout our lives, and they're usually in the 2 signs that are the polar opposites of themselves. Like, for example, I said Scorpio and Taurus. If you look on my astrology wheel, they're exactly opposing each other, but they also have a great, I don't know, how can I say, just the differences really add to their lives and fulfill them in ways that aren't normally there. There's an attraction, there's a magnifying kind of connection and complementary energy that, you know, you can see these couplings a lot from the studies I've done for so many years now. And it's not just a coincidence, okay? So they help to enrich each other, and the differences are for the better in a lot of ways, okay? depending on many other aspects. But so, yes, we're starting the series, like I said, and it'll go on to the various other ones. But your polar opposite is Pisces, and you definitely are different. Oh my gosh, Pisces is the water. Pisces, we're in Scorpio season, so you're feeling that anyway, because Scorpio is the sign of water and emotion and intensity and reactive energy and just raw, straightforward. This is how I feel. I don't know any other way. I'm not trying to embellish. I'm not trying to, fake anything. It's real. It's deep. Bringing out the truth of how our feelings are. Pisces is the most imaginative, creative energy. Pisces is about, spirituality and religious and philosophical aspects. Philosophy being that similar to the higher learning of Sagittarius, which, by the way, Venus is in at this moment and is a beautiful, uplifting energy of adventure. And hey, why not do this? And shoot that arrow and point to the direction I want to go and watch it occur. Believe it's going to happen, right? That kind of magnanimous optimism. Jupiter ruled, and you are historically ruled by Piscean energy is actually ruled by Jupiter, more modernly Neptune, and Neptune is in Pisces as well. So there's a whole lot of opportunity for you to expand yourself and to use that mutable energy to take on an interest and then take it places you never have. Take a relationship and go to the next point in that relationship, whether you've been in it for years or it's a brand new beginning. The newness of the new moon could bring in so many things on the 4th. So I always recommend that you write down specific intentions that you really have in your mind and your heart, because it's the passion and emotion that really bring them forth. So I love this. This is very, very wonderful. You're both mutable signs, both intelligent, both creative, but you are the anchor for the fish that's just kind of swimming and just allowing and just opening up to everything. You have a little bit more of a sense of, let's keep it grounded, let's keep it within our means, let's be more sensible, let's get, make sure we have everything neat, tidy, and organized, basically, right? Does it sound familiar, Virgo? It's a beautiful trait. I love you for that. I have one planet in Virgo, and it's Pluto, actually. So yeah, I can relate to you, and I have a Pisces rising, so I can fully relate to that, and I have a lot of Virgo friends, and now as time goes on and you study these things about yourself, I always recommend that people watch, yes, the sun sign, which is this general reading of the love connections, but your moon placements, your rising, which is also the ascendant, the time you were born, and also, of course, the Venus. Love, and how you approach it and how you feel about it. Where is it going for you in your life? Because it changes throughout our lives, right? And our priorities and our belief systems about it. So I'm going to go on to the reading now, but we have the 4 major categories, as I mentioned. And usually these categories answer most questions. But if you ever have a question and you want to be a part of my channel, which I would love you to be, which is why I do it, just please subscribe, which is a way of following me. Therefore, you can comment. I'll always respond. And I just love being connected to you. I really do. This is a huge part of why I do readings and this channel at all. So the messages coming through are definitely for guidance. They are, inspiration a lot of times. They're reminders. They're a little bit of warning at times. And we can take them as we choose. It's always our free will and choice. I'm a messenger, and I love being able to send out the messages and give you some ideas to work with, and spirit as well, of course. So the overall energy for the first aspect of this first part of the month is in regards to you and your relationships, okay? Oh my goodness, and you have the devil. And it's actually upright, but so what's interesting about that is I just actually had Capricorn as the highlighted connection for Leo. But the devil is a major arcana. It represents Capricorn. Capricorn is a very hardworking earth sign like yourself. So I feel like there's a lot of harmony that happens between Virgos, Capricorns, and Tauruses because they have that fundamental understanding and similar energy with them as they are all pentacles or coins, as I mentioned. More importantly, though, with yourself as a Virgo, which I always like to bring on the higher energies, we all have higher and, shadowy sides to all of us, is there's this sense of perfection that tends to happen with Virgos, and not just Virgo, but there is that aspect where you are probably harder on yourself than anybody, and you don't necessarily lead other people to know that or understand that, but within you it's happening. And this would be a reminder for you to recognize to not be so hard on yourself and to allow the differences and the aspects that aren't necessarily as pleasant to you to come forth, and accepting them, and to love yourself fully and wholly for who you are, to be aware of things that might be holding you back, vices, people around you, maybe toxicity of any kind, whether it be through, any kind of drug or alcohol consumption, or, over doing anything. It's about keeping that balance. We are still in the throes of the Mars in Libra energy, which is the fiery, ambitious part of us that wants us to move forward and to be, seen and have the energy and have the momentum and everything. Just making sure it's for the right reasons is what's really coming through. Also, we do have Mercury, your ruling planet, Virgo, in Libra. So it's about the balance. It's always about the balance with Libra, the scales, the justice that's necessary, the right and wrong, the compromise, the fairness, and the willingness to see another point of view, another perspective, not always having to be right, just wanting to be as tactful and as caring as possible, but standing up for what you believe always, and just not overdoing something, not working too hard so that you create dysfunction or disharmony in your body. Comes to mind also. But just being aware of this. I mean, I feel like this is one of the more positive signs for you, because it is your fellow earth element, and success is the key motivation for Capricorns from day one, ruled by Saturn. So they have that taskmaster kind of attitude of, we're going to get this done, and by hook or we're going to make it happen. You love that. You resonate to that energy. You both are very, very like-minded in that way, but just making sure that you are not overdoing anything, okay? And that you are aware of things that are not good for you, and then doing something about that, okay? In your relationships, if there's a person or certainly somebody that's not for your highest good, it is a time to be as truthful as possible, because honestly, and it does really take some real honesty and depth of internalizing and sitting with that and being still and maybe going into nature and doing whatever it is that can bring that truth in for you, and to have as clear a mindset about it as possible. It's not to say that this is going to be the case for all of the Virgos, that you've got somebody that you're necessarily around. It could be within yourself. Are you kidding yourself? Are you doing something that isn't for your best, and it's going to affect you and the ones that you love and the relationships around you? That would be the key thing, I think. Otherwise, just doing what you do, believing in yourself, bringing in that security, whatever and however that may be, but just making sure there's as much a balance as possible is what keeps coming into mind. And if you're interested in hiring people, or there's somebody new you need to, you have businesses that not just going with the first quick response because you've been needing help for a while, but really listening to your gut, okay? Because the intuition is extremely strong during Scorpio season. And I am, reading this the last week of October, where the veil is even thinner. So information will be coming. It will be forthright. And what you get, you need to really consider, because it's coming straight from spirit, and it's not that much of a distance. It's right there. Like, your manifestation could happen way faster. And then the expedience of the eclipses and what they do. It's like there's really no time to think sometimes. This is just a portion of what I mean. And I didn't know as I was falling. And then what did I think? I need to take a course, or, at least watch on YouTube maybe, where you can learn how to fall a certain way. Seriously. And they're thinking, I told people this, and they said, well, how would you know when you're falling? But if you watch something enough, your mind will kind of get used to it. And then when it happens, it will remember that. And there are ways to fall that are less, accident prone, I suppose I should say. So just something to think about. That's just came into mind. But second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. And knowing and coming into this month from, the devil perspective is just knowing that we can do whatever we want, and we can achieve what we want, and we can kid ourselves, and we could also be around things that aren't necessarily good, or or eat the wrong foods and do all that. It's not going to kill us right away, but it'll chip away. It'll chip away. So being as honest as you possibly can, and you are an honest sign. That's absolutely who you are. You're very authentic. So just being real about stuff. Your possible blessings or obstacle card is the Page of Wands. And there's the fiery, beautiful Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. Oh my gosh. We just had the full moon in Aries just a little over a week ago. So there is still feelings and energies from that full moon. It is the fiery, authoritative, leader, in charge, kind of conflicting energy that comes about. Because it's a strong, impulsive kind of bam in your face. There's no holding back. There's no, oh, maybe I'll think about it when it's Aries. They just do it, okay? They have an idea and it's done. The ram, the representation of the ram, those big, thick horns, they just push their way and then they think about it later. And I mean, they're not that impulsive. They definitely have thoughts, and it has a lot to do with many other aspects, but on the whole, the first sign of the zodiac is Aries. They know nothing else but leadership and confidence and spirit and energy and momentum is what they're all about, and that's what's coming through. The Page of Wands is the beginning of something. It's the idea, it's the initiative, it's the new moon in Scorpio, the depths, the transformation, the realities, the truth coming forth. Beautiful information about something you may want to do, a new job, a new person. Like I said, you're hiring the perfect person. Maybe a fire sign, they're outgoing, they're great. If you have somebody that you want to have somebody representing your company, a receptionist or whatever at the beginning of the front of the office, you want that kind of beautiful, bubbly, kind and energetic energy that can endorse your business and your reputation in a positive way. Could be a child. It could be a child you're helping, or someone that is coming to you with, this greenish idea that you're just like, something to think about, because you don't rush into things like a fire sign would. You think it over. You're very good at that. You do your due diligence and everything, Virgo. And it always helps in the end, instead of having to redo it because you were thinking and did it too quickly. But it does, unless you have the Aries in your chart, you might want to just make sure that you are just taking it as slow as possible. There's no real rush, and maybe something will transpire for a child. Maybe you're thinking about a child, but you're thinking, okay, that's never something you want to rush. There's a lot to be considered for that. And the more you think about it and understand that, as far as the finances and the ability to, house them and so forth, that's a wonderful thing to collaborate with somebody you love and just have those beautiful talks. And they seem very, very optimistic and positive. And it's about, making things happen, really. It's about your dreams becoming reality. Your job, your dream job coming through for you, But it has to start somewhere, and it's at the beginning, once again. So, and keeping that youthful aspect to yourself and having fun. Sometimes there is a part of us that's just way too serious when you stop about and think about it. I purposely listen and watch things that make me laugh at night when I've had a day that, and for the most part, my days are all amazing to me, truly, because I choose it to be that way. I don't really want that much. I just love waking up and feeling good at this point in my life. And so, when things are not going great, it's just making myself laugh, just being a child, having fun, being silly, not taking life too seriously is also represented by the page and the youthful aspect of that. So yeah, just something could be very important coming in with these eclipses, boy, I'll tell you. That could just be beginning now, but could be for the rest of your life. Third category is that of finances. And yes, it's about money, and it's definitely under the category of Pentacles, which is absolutely about your practical side of life. The finances, and certainly, you know, your well-being, your health, your body, your family, your loved ones, relationships, the things you touch, feel, see on the earth, you know, element. And it's just, it's the queen. It's the part of us that is wanting to be incredibly nurturing and comfortable and caring and giving. And that's exactly who you represent, Virgo, female or male. Female and queen being of, you know, maturity, wisdom, you know, been there, done that, but also very intuitive, the intuitive part of all of us, right? So that's coming through extremely well in knowing how to handle your finances, in knowing how to live the comforts and have that for the people that you love and that matters so much to you. Because you do care about not being taken away or not doing the things that, I mean, everyone's going to do stuff that isn't that great for you, but, you know, I mean, I love chocolate and I'm going to eat it. I'm just not going to eat it all the time every day. And it's going to be okay, you know, and just, you've got that under control clearly. And it's going to really help your everyday life, and especially with new opportunities coming in. So you're really very, very in tune with that. And it's going to be very, very prosperous for you. Very, very abundant. And it pays off, I'll tell you. So I love that for you. And once again, that ties in with that beautiful first series of Taurus, Scorpio eclipses and Taurus and you, and just, I don't know, it could be just the most magical, wonderful time. And speaking of magical, the final category is the possible surprises and blessings, okay, or wishes. Blessings. Surprises that you could create, surprises that come to you that are amazing and that are going to fulfill exactly what you'd been wishing for. And that's what I'm going for this particular category. Let's see what it says for you. Okay. This is amazing. Thank you again, Spirit. I always like to thank Spirit when things are congruent and, you know, working synchronistically for me. Under surprises and wishes, you have the moon. So once again, I mean, a major arcana. You've got two bookend major arcanas from the devil and the moon. And the moon can be quite mysterious. The moon is represented, of course, in the new moon of Scorpio, which is going to have, I think, some really beautiful, important, loving, passionate changes for you. I think that it's going to make you go deep, even though you're normally doing that. It's going to really trigger something in you to an epiphany of sorts. And I think that you have great capabilities of higher power, intuition, and knowing. Though there can be hidden things still that aren't completely revealed, I can almost promise you by that full lunar eclipse on the 19th of November in Taurus that the light will be shined, and it's going to be a beautiful, positive influence in your life and those around you. And I would love you to get back with me on that, because, you know, the references and examples are too great to even say, but I can tell you that you have your own dreams, you have your own manifestational powers, and it's coming into the forefront very strongly. And it's time. So, yeah, and the water element is there. You've got is that the Scorpio? I want to say it's the crab, but either way, it's that intuition, that knowing, the depths of our emotions are very, very strong. And it's very, very fulfilling. It's a very fulfilling energy. So anything hidden or obscure at this moment, while you may be watching the reading at the beginning of the month, will have transformed, and answers will be revealed. And by the way, I mean, that's an important part. I think all of us, in some respect, really want to know the truth and what needed to be found out, if you will. And that's coming for you. Okay, so beautiful energy for you, Virgo. I'm going to go on to read the oracle messages now, which are, you know, they're sent from love. They're incredibly filled with wisdom and acknowledgement of all the possibilities in life. You know, we're one here together. We're light beings, and we attract things to us, and we create, like I said, every moment of our lives. And I'm using the animal medicine cards because animals are incredible spirit guides for us, alive and ones that are passed on to the next, realm. And I'll tell you, I've had that. And I know a lot of my friends who have, and I have a beautiful cat that I adopted last summer. And there's so much learning, and it's a whole different realm, really, but there's so much intelligence with animals, and they are our soulmates. They really, truly are. They're here to teach us things. And so I love the representation of this deck because it's been really speaking to me, and I hope it will with you as well, about what it represents, what the particular animal, can mean for us and help us with. So for you, for the first half of the month, and possibly longer, you have the crow. All right, beautiful Virgos. Well, listen, I don't know a lot, and I haven't memorized these. I haven't used them enough. But I know for the crow, it's one of the stronger, more verbal birds, and I hear them outside of my home on a regular basis, and they love to be heard. And I understand they're one of the leaders, and I understand that they are here to tell us what's going on, okay? And even if we can't speak bird language, their messages are still coming through. So let us hear and see what specifically it says about the crow for you. And what it is that needs to be spoken to and understood. So the words associated with crow are cleverness, curiosity, and intuition. There you go, okay? And of course you're clever. And of course you're curious. I mean, there isn't anything you don't want to know about, Virgo. That's just a given with you. I've got to remember to add that to my repertoire of your personality and character traits. You're very curious as a mutable sign. Crow enjoys life with curiosity and intelligence. Crow shares ideas, stories of expletives, opinions, and observations with many comrades. There you go, Virgo. Picking crow indicates a time for cleverness. It is a time for gathering information through experience and adventure. Wow, both hunter and scavenger, crow can venture to all the realms. Dressed in darkest black feathers of the night and glistening rainbow sun reflections of the day. I didn't know that. Wow, crow can go everywhere and anywhere with great expanse of vision. The trickster knows the way of the trickster and is hard to fool. Well, that would be that understanding and that intuition that even though things may be obscure and hidden, or the devil may be around you and want to tempt you, you're not going to let that happen. You're too intelligent. You're too clever. That's beautiful. Read vibes. Observe your intuition. Read the language of intention. Awakeness of all aspects of nature. Awareness of all aspects of nature, which is so near and dear to you as an earth sign. The light and the shadows is the key to crow's flourishing and proliferation. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I've heard that, and you get the drift though, right? This is a beautiful, beautiful explanation of what could be revealed within yourself and through the crow, the eyes of the crow, the energy, the wisdom of the crow. Whole different perspective, huh? And beautiful. And now I'm going to add the, what I just decided to throw in here for the first half is because of this incredible intensity of not only the Scorpio new moon on the 4th, but the first full lunar eclipse in a new series of Taurus, which is grounded like you and practical and love-filled and sensual and emotional and all the other, well, yeah, they're emotional. Absolutely. In a different way, but it's deep. It runs deep with earth signs, and it's a long-lasting energy for sure. So what important phase of the moon for you that needs to be revealed, beautiful Virgos, is nothing will come of this situation. Void of course moon. Wow. Well, I've not pulled this. It's a brand new deck. I just started using it. There's the full moon. Okay. Now, let us just incorporate this with what we've read so far. Nothing will come of this situation. We opened with this, and this was the recommendation to be aware, to be concerned, and to make sure that you are not tempted in leading yourself or anyone else in your relationships, in your own personal way in life, to a place that would be less than opportunistic for you. I think that's a word. And here you go with it saying, nothing will come of that, because you won't allow that to happen. And any intrigue or any kind of confusion is not going to take place. You'll have clarity with that beautiful new moon starting the month. You really, I mean, there's no other way to look about it. It is transformational, and it is depth of feeling and truth and revelation. So I think it's beautiful. Void, of course, moon, which means that's when it just stops, and there's no, necessary. It's at a point of, rest, or I like to say maybe the hanged man, the perception of the hanged man, where it's just stopped and you're just fully immersed in yourself and your energy and all the power that you have, okay? Not being affected by the moon or the possibilities and the symbolisms there within. Going within, however. So I love that. Like I said, I've not seen that, and I could see what that's an important bit of information for you, though. You're a strong, strong sign. This I will tell you. So, staying grounded. And the final beautiful oracle is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, which is about manifesting the life that you choose. Because you feel it and you believe it and you bring it emotionally into your reality once again. And it's how you feel, it's how what energies you put out that always come back, okay? And that's the reality of the law of attraction, happening at every moment, Being aware, because the thoughts that we think that aren't of the highest good or the good feeling thoughts, they will come to us as well, okay? I mean, I don't mean to put any kind of fear into that, because obviously we have thoughts sometimes that aren't happy thoughts or necessarily good, but as soon as we're aware of that and change it, you can stop that process, and just change it and tune it into something far happier, far more elevated and emotionally fulfilling, okay? So what do you have for the final message for the beautiful Virgo of the first half of the month of November? When I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. No matter what. Always there for us, always conspiring for us. There's the green for the heart. The heart center, and the green comes through with the grounded queen, working through your heart, working for the betterment of others, truly wanting to help, and show that and perform that and just be that. This is beautiful, okay? And that's exactly what Spirit wants for us, the best always. So I like to use this as an affirmation or, a mantra, if you will, and you can feel your energy changing in that way and just lifting you up, creating the life you want. I appreciate you being here. I really do. I love the readings, like I said, and yours is no exception, and it's definitely different than any other reading, which I also love, because last month, of course, with the retrogrades, several planets retrograde, there were a lot of repeat cards, and a lot of, reverse, which is what the energy does. It kind of stops, it gets blocked, it kind of, it's a time for rest and rejuvenation and flexibility for sure. But thank you for being here. If you like what you saw, please do push the like button and join me, subscribe, be a regular member of my tribe. I would love that. I'm here, like I said, twice a month, and I will be back for the mid-month readings of November. So you come on back if you can. And until then, enjoy this energy. It is so productive, so beautiful, so transformational. And you deserve all of that. So thanks and bye for now.